In this video, I'm gonna take a look at all the pros and cons of moving to Summerville, South Carolina in 2023, so you can make an informed decision on whether or not you wanna call Summerville home. More importantly, you will wanna know the things that just downright suck about living in Summerville. I'm gonna be totally transparent with you guys. I know when I was moving here, I was trying to figure it all out. They weren't putting the things that really suck up on the billboards. No, they're putting the great things. So we're gonna go over all of it. There are so many big updates since my last video last year that I did about the pros and cons. I really wanna dive into more pros and, more importantly, some of the cons that I think are important to talk about now since we've seen so much growth here in the area. Be sure to stay to the end because I'm going over one con that actually might make you regret moving here. So stay tuned to the very end. Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel, Living in Summerville, South Carolina. My name is Ryan McHugh. My channel is dedicated to everything about living in or moving to Summerville, South Carolina, or Charleston, South Carolina. If you want to know more about eating, working, living, shopping, and socializing in Summerville, well, I highly recommend subscribing to my channel and clicking that notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, well, you get notified. I love helping people relocate to Summerville and learn everything it has to offer. I get so many calls, emails, texts every single day. I absolutely love it. Feel free to reach out too. Ironically, some of you don't believe it's really me who answers my phone number. I don't know what, I have no idea what this is, but as of recently, I've had an influx of people that are like, I didn't think you were actually gonna answer your phone. But it really is, so go ahead, pick up the phone and just give me a call, 843-226-5535 if you have any questions about moving or relocating here. Days, nights, weekends, it doesn't matter. I've got your back when it comes to moving to Summerville or Charleston. Okay, let's dive right into the pros. I think this is one that, especially as of recently, so I really want to talk about this. It's kind of crazy. Economic growth. The area is just booming right now. So you're seeing restaurants, stores, shopping areas, everything just get built up right now. And it's kind of a wild time because you're seeing the trees come down and you're seeing this concrete go up. And, you know, for some people it's like, oh, I wish the trees would stay. But listen, if we're gonna grow an area and we're gonna have it awesome, we're gonna have all the stores and restaurants that we want, well, some trees have to come down. So, you know, again, the economic growth, like the nucleus right now, everything is just happening and booming. Next in Cane Bay, Carnes Crossroads, like that whole area right now is exploding. You're seeing grocery stores, restaurants, shopping centers, everything just kind of start to open up. And even really cool restaurants that weren't here before are now coming in. So we're getting all this new out-of-state companies coming and opening up restaurants. It's pretty amazing. I mean, when you walk around, you see it all, and you happen to just stop and think, wow, like 8 years ago, we had 3 gas stations. 3 gas stations, and now it's like, the area is just exploding, and it's awesome. So if you're moving in, lots of things to do, lots of things to shop at. Little growing pains, you know, for the most part, but we're getting there. Okay, another pro, jobs. So whatever it is you do, I am almost positive you can find a job here. Whether you work in IT, tech, media communications, schools, teachers, I mean nurses, we need it all right now. It's kind of crazy because you're seeing, you know, ads for teachers, police, fire, medical, like all these things. Everything you need to help an area grow, that's what we're in demand for right now. So if you're a teacher, maybe you live in New York and you're having a hard time finding a job, come on down to South Carolina. You know, if you're a nurse and you're having issues with, you know, your hospitals or whatever, you know, come on down, come check out South Carolina. It really is a very unique time to be here because, you know, if you're looking to grow some roots and really kind of grow your family and put roots down, it's a great place to do it. I mean, it's just booming right now for jobs. And I think it's great, especially with the people coming in, they're having no problems finding jobs. And that's pretty incredible. I mean, like, I don't want to say the word recession proof, but guys, it's doing pretty good, I'll have to say. All right, let's jump into some cons. And most of you that already live here are probably going to agree with this one. There's a little bit of overcrowding. Some grocery stores, some schools, shopping centers, even some commute times have massively increased. And honestly, with as many people as we had moving here in the last couple of years, I mean, it's somewhat to be expected. A lot of families moved here, so you're seeing schools. You'll see and hear about wait lists for elementary schools and, you know, a lottery system. And let's just make sure we break all that down. Sometimes a lot of that is just kind of confirming that you live in the neighborhood you say you live in. You know, the schools have to do a little bit of background checking to make sure you're just not saying you live in that neighborhood. So I think that's a great thing. I think it keeps it very fair and honest. So, you know, we're not having people who live on the other side of town send their kids over and say they live with grandma and grandpa in a 55 and older community, you know. Even shopping centers, you know, they're busier. Parking can be somewhat of a nightmare. I remember when we first moved into our neighborhood, we could go to the Publix. Literally, I could park second or third car lane down at 5 o'clock. I'm lucky if I can even park in the parking lot at 5 o'clock. That's how kind of crazy it gets sometimes. So again, one big con I would say is we've had a little bit of overcrowding. That is all part of the growing pains that you're going to experience moving into an area like Summerville. It's booming right now, so you're just going to see a lot. And they're building new roads, they're building new roadways, but it takes time and it just doesn't happen overnight. All right, my next con, food service. So you'd think food service would be great since there are all these job opportunities. And we're in like one of the hotbeds for food, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like a lot of the areas as a family of 6, we go out to eat and they're like, well, now that everybody wants a reservation and you just can't walk in anymore. It's a 45-minute to a 2-hour wait. And it was, I'll tell you a quick story. My family went out to a local Italian restaurant because we wanted to just try the food. We had heard good things about it. Did not know we needed a reservation, as it seemed kind of like a place from where we were from, where you just kind of show up and you say, hey, you know, how long is it gonna be? Okay, half an hour wait, no problem. You know, they were pretty busy. But the woman wouldn't even look at us. She's like, reservation, and we were like, you know, we don't have one. Oh, well, no, it's gonna be 2 hours at least. And she wouldn't even lift her head up and look us in the eyes. She just said all this while she was looking down at her pad. And I just looked at my wife and I was like, I wouldn't, you know, pay money to help this person if this is their restaurant, you know, and this is how they treat their customers. It's not good. And even like some of the food services, when you go out to do takeout, like there's sometimes just no good communication. They don't communicate well. They just hand you your box. Here you go. Have a great day. Bye. You know, so and when you go out to restaurants, sometimes, you know, the server could be having a bad night and you can tell, you know, and you shouldn't have to. You're spending really good money to eat at a lot of these restaurants. I know for me, family of 6, boy, when we go out, it's almost $100 every time, if not more. So I don't want to spend $100 somewhere if it means that your servers or your waiters or waitresses are grumpy or angry. You know, I don't want that. Okay, let's jump into another pro. Quality of life. So lifestyle here is probably one of the most important things you want to think about. If your idea of lifestyle is not basically being on a golf cart, going to the grocery store on a golf cart, riding bikes, being outside, enjoying the outdoors with your neighbors, maybe you got a smoker, a barbecue pit, maybe you like having some drinks in the evening, neighborhood parades, holiday neighborhood shenanigans.
Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Hey, Farva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks? You mean shenanigans?
There's a lot of shenanigans that go on here. It's pretty wild, but it's a good time. Everybody has fun, you know, and that's one of the things. If you're coming here from another state and your quality of life is really, really low, and maybe you don't do a lot of things, maybe you're not into golf carts or parades or any of that stuff, then this may not be the area for you. I think for a lot of people, it's a big pro because lifestyle is awesome, man. We can hop on a golf cart and go do trick-or-treating, you know, and that's a lot of fun. But if you're somebody who's like, nah, that doesn't really sound great to me. Sounds like a bunch of drunken people out on golf carts that, you know, that's gonna be dangerous and, you know, I'm not gonna like that. And in fact, I'm gonna call somebody about it. Then don't come here. By all means, don't come here. Please stay where you are. Go to New York or California. Another pro, overall costs. Gas is cheaper. Food might cost a bit more, but family activities cost almost nothing when you buy an annual pass. So my family and I, we buy the Charleston County's Parks Gold Pass. Highly recommend anyone picking this up. This is a $90 a year pass, but you get free parking, you get to go to all the events, you get to go to all of the Charleston County Park activities like their holiday lights drive-through that they have. I mean, there's so much to do, guys, that pass pays for itself time and time again. So really highly recommend you looking into that or looking into some of the water park passes. So we have a ton of water parks here through the Charleston County Park system, and they're pretty amazing. They've got lazy rivers, they've got slides, they got a Ninja Warrior thing that knocks you off into the rivers and lakes and stuff. So yeah, check it out. All right, next con, and this is one I hear quite a bit. The lot sizes of the homes and the home sites. If you are familiar or you have a 2 acres on a private land, you are not getting that here. I'm sorry. But Summerville, they're just trying to put as many people in an area as possible. So the lot sizes are definitely a lot smaller. You're gonna be looking at 0.14 on average to 0.18. That's your average range. If you get 0.20, you're doing pretty good. You're on probably a cul-de-sac. Get a 1/4 of an acre, you're probably on a really big cul-de-sac. But what I'm saying here is that you can't go in with the idea that, hey, the lots are just gonna be too small for me and I know I can find 2 acres in Summerville. You can, but you're also going to be looking at something that's probably outside of the Summerville area and or on the outskirts of Summerville, but also north of $1 million. So unless, you know, you've got $1 million that you plan on budgeting for your home in Summerville, I really think you're gonna be looking at something, you know, more on a smaller lot. So you just have to kind of get that through your mind. Now there are neighborhoods that do lend bigger lots in Summerville. Those are usually in older neighborhoods. You're not gonna see them as much in new construction. Next pro, proximity of the beaches. You are within a 35 to 45 minute drive of the closest beach, being Isle of Palms, Folly, Sullivan's Island, Beachwalker. We've got a ton of beaches here, guys. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And the best part is there's certain parts of the beach that are for the Charleston County Park Pass that I had mentioned. So if you're thinking about doing that, you can actually go and park at certain parts of the beach that have certain amenities that are really great, like showers, changing stations, bathrooms, if you have kids. This is really convenient. All right, guys, we've come to it, the final con, and the one that actually may make you absolutely regret living here is not using a buyer's agent. Do you know that I have special VIP pricing with particular builders? And I even get daily updates on move-in ready spec inventory. I can also help get you lots released if you are interested in doing a to-be built option. We can do all different types of negotiations for you. So many people think I don't need a realtor when buying from the builder, but this is a huge con. You are essentially doing yourself a disservice. Once you sign that contract, unfortunately, guys, I hate to break it to you, but you're just a number to the builder. And it's my job to be your leverage in the transaction. There's a lot of agents out there, but as a buyer's agent, my goal is to make sure we leverage what I do in this market to benefit your transaction, working with select builders, working with select salespeople, because I know that I can have the most amount of leverage in getting you a home in that particular neighborhood. And that is really easy for me because I have fantastic relationships built with each builder in the area. These relationships impact the experience you're gonna receive throughout this entire process. Maybe you aren't buying new construction. Great news, South Carolina, the sellers are required to pay your buyer's agent in all real estate transactions. What does that mean? Well, my services to you, my team's services to you are at no additional cost. The sellers pay for us because the state believes you are not a contract expert when it comes to South Carolina law and state contracts. So they want someone on your side of the table and are not going to be financially responsible for. So that means if you're looking at this area, you need someone in your corner, and guess what? The sellers are paying for it. You don't pay us a dime. And that's one great part about my service. That's how I build these relationships. I work with the builders to really benefit you at the end of the day. And I work with other listing agents, again, to benefit you at the end of the day. All right, one last pro. If you're coming from the north, we do not get any of this. And that goes for all of my fellow former Buffalonians. You guys took a beating recently, and well, here's my number. Call me, I'll help you move. Again, we don't get any snow. So once again, the only way I can help you find a home here that fits your lifestyle in Charleston or Summerville, well, you gotta reach out. Give me a call, 843-226-5535. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, you get notified. Also, do me a favor and hit the like button as well. Once again, guys, I'm Ryan McHugh, your neighborhood expert. You want to see available properties now? Go to www.buyfromrye.com, and I'll be sure to see you next time.